having said that, the work of the inner woman, that's what I need. And I think that there are many, many, many women out there also who are not in those situations, but who need the understanding of their inner strength, which is what you have written about so beautifully. And I certainly can get very diffused and exhausted, because if I don't remember to restore myself, what can I ever do to help anybody else? So
yeah, I know.
That's the.
This is what took me to. This is the whole purpose, I think, of all my work, is to understand the dynamics that come from within, from a being state rather than doing. I mean, we've spoken so much about doing, how things need to change, how they can be better, but the energy that makes that possible is not one of fixing the superficial aspects. It comes from much, much deeper, which is that, well, I go back to the emotional. I know. I mean, I don't mean to say that the emotional manipulation is the same. I just wanted to return to that as the savagery that is happening in other parts of the world. But it is enough to condition our society into a retaliation, a tit for tat. And this is where we need to stop. We need to realize what our power is. Because our power is not emotional, but this is how we use it. Okay, our power comes from a deeper space. It comes from, and I contend in this book that it comes from the gender. It's gender oriented. Men do not have it. Women have it. Men have something else. And if we tap into this power, into this quality of being, this female principle, if you wish, then we can, with awareness, with a lot of work on ourselves, which begins through education, our kids, right now, here and now, we can begin to change the way in which we influence men, the world, creation, animals, plants, everything else. Because it's lovely when we come together as women, when we tell our stories, and we give each other, one another, the nourishment, as they used to in the olden times, would come all together under the red tent or whatever it was, you know, and nourish one another. But it's not enough. If we go out there again and we have to deal with a reality that is so automatic, so plastic, automatic and artificial. It is a creation, it is a constant and a very rigid creation, whereas our whole nature is so incredibly flexible, which is why we drive men crazy, because we're irrational. And basically it's going into the heart of that experience with dignity, harnessing that energy, and being able to put it at the disposal of the direction that we begin to create together with men, and to support men. So one of the reasons I say, I don't know how you feel about that, one of the things I say in the book is, any woman worth her salt, any woman really, really feminine, loves for her man to lead. Our leadership is different. Our whole purpose of being and having a say is different. How do you feel about that?
I think it depends how you define lead, really. As I mentioned to you another time, you know, I was referring to some of the tribes, the Native American tribes, North America, who choose their chiefs, or have their matriarch, their old women, the elders, choose the chiefs. So it's kind of what is the leadership, and what, you know, it's a different kind of leadership.
Yeah, we choose, but they do it.
It depends what they do. I mean, again, it depends on the definition of they do what exactly. They lead into battle, yes. In many indigenous people, it's the wise women that actually go into a deep sense of being to decide when the crop should be sown, and the sort of the rituals that go with them. And Latin America, I mean, some of the indigenous people I've met over there, it's a very deep matriarchal leadership. So it really depends on what you mean by leadership. I think there are different roles to play. I think men and women have different roles to play, that's for sure.